Welcome back, good people of St. Anne's. Luke Hellwig, Father Hochhalter, episode 14. Sorry, we took a week off last week.
He was in Hawaii.
I was not in Hawaii. I wish I was in Hawaai.
Just saying, the ticket I saw said to Honolulu. So.
To Honolulu. All right, you caught me. No, it's Corpus Christi. How was the procession? St. Anne's all the way down to St. Mary's.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. There's something really beautiful about. There was a providence in it because they retard, they reach the south streets, and so Father Johnson asked that we just all go sidewalk to save his beautiful floors, which makes sense. But it was beautiful because it obviously, right? You squish it, but it gets longer this way, like Play-Doh does, and it was beautiful. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Thanks to all of you who processed last week, Saturday, June 6th, for the Solemnity of Corpus Christi. And I actually, Luke, I don't want to get on the topic. Maybe we can do it in the future, but I'd love to do one in the fall. Just with St. Anne's. The parish to parish, I think, is really fitting for Corpus Christi. But I think there's numerous days where we could just go around the block and just... right? It's like a beautiful affection to our Lord.
Yeah. I'm all for more Eucharistic processions. One, because I think, and you've talked about this a lot, that our Catholicism, our faith, isn't just in the four walls of the church.
That's right.
Right, and so I think it's good in the most public way to bring Jesus outside of the church, and then hopefully, even in doing that, it'll remind us that that's always the goal when Mass ends.
Right.
Go right. So that's great. But yeah, Corpus Christi is a nice time. It's like everybody
Beautiful
gets on
day.
board. But I'm down for one in the fall.
Yeah, maybe Birthday of Mary or something like that.
That'd be sweet. Okay, so episode 14. We got a few things prepared, but first I'm gonna try the water. See if I can get. I was way off last time.
You're not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. It's becoming a thing.
First thing I'll say, lukewarm. I think that's affecting the flavor. Blood orange.
It's close.
Is there something else too?
No, it's actually mandarin orange. Seriously.
That's it, just mandarin.
Mandarin versus blood orange, because blood orange is the bougie taste now. Everything's blood orange.
Yeah.
But this is mandarin.
Look, Catholics have been doing the blood thing all the time. We got the blood. Everyone wants a copy. Everybody wants their own blood thing. We are doing it. What are we doing? All right. Well, I was close. Thank you, Father.
You're welcome. Cheers.
So it's great, right? Orange. It's summertime. So Ventus today is, Father, what are your top 7 summer activities?
Top 7 summer activities. Number 1 is grilling outside, eating outside, and drinking outside.
That's all one.
That's one.
Yeah.
Like a night out by the fire.
Yep.
Number 1. Number 2 would be a beautiful summer morning reading outside of my backyard.
Okay, yeah.
Just taking a book, cup of coffee, or 3, couple hours or 4 hours, and I wish. But that's number 2 for sure.
Yep.
Number 3 is being on a boat, pontoon with parishioners on the river. Love that. Any time of the day. That's number 3, right? Number 4, most definitely I enjoy driving. Either I don't do it enough, but whether it's to Dickinson to see my parents, just like a summer drive.
Yeah.
I think is great. Number 5 is going to be, I have to say this. I go on retreat in July with the Norbertines
Okay.
from Springfield, Illinois. So, and it's always the day after July 4th.
Okay.
So it actually is it's a summer activity.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So that's number 5. And then can I say ordination? Because we just had one.
Of course.
Yeah,
that was great.
Summer activity was beautiful.
Yeah.
And we get to, Father Colton Steiner ordained June 12th. And and yeah, he's our new vicar. And then 7, I would say, what would be a good, this is a good one.
You like golf, disc golf, none of that kind of stuff?
No, I work out inside.
Yeah, that's fair. You don't like to sweat. I like to sweat inside. That's Father's stance on life.
Yeah. And then I would say, I probably get, and then a vacation, whether it's at a lake in Minnesota or whatnot with buddies or.
That's great.
That's it. Check.
There you go.
Ventus.
7 summer activities. That was good. Yeah, I definitely agree with your first one. Just getting to eat outside, grills going. You know.
I kind of want to make that 1 through 7. And I like being on the river with parishioners.
Yeah.
The river's great, but the water's low this year, so.
It is low. Yeah, makes it a little tougher. But great. All right. So speaking of doing things with other people, our warm topic for today. So let me set the table. You get invited to someone's house.
No pun intended.
And you think, well, I want to be a good guest. I'll bring something. So you say, hey, is there anything I can bring? And then you get the response, no, just yourselves. And then I'm stuck in now this moral quandary of, well, do I still bring something because that's a good thing to do? Or do I accept that they said they don't need anything? Because I've been to both. You show up and you're kind of like, I feel like I should have brought something. Or it's multiple people come and other people bring things and you didn't. Or I've also showed up with like, hey, I brought you a bottle of wine. And they're like, what, our wine's not good enough? And it's like, I know they're joking, but you're also like, oh, shoot, should I not have? So there's the quandary, Father. So I want to set it to you. Where do you come down on? You're invited to someone's house. Should you bring something, even if they say, hey, you don't need to bring anything? Or
yes.
Great.
So first visit, you should always, objectively, I think, always bring something.
No, take the I think out. Come on.
Always bring something. Assuming, so I'm just going to be frank, right? Assuming there's not, right, in my life, I would know, like, if I know the couple doesn't drink.
Yeah, right.
Then don't bring some. I would definitely bring like a baked good.
Yeah.
Right, like
or
a pie.
Flowers.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No, I would bring something like that. Yeah. Maybe if I know them well enough and it's still a first visit, maybe like a spiritual bouquet, like a card.
Yeah.
And then a couple holy cards in it. I think that's fitting. You know they like to enjoy a beverage. Then I would bring wine, even if they deny it. And then if they're very clearly like not wine drinkers, because I've had that too, I would bring like an aperitif, like something, and they're not expensive, but to go to a liquor store and buy an after dinner drink.
Yeah.
That is really good. Because I think it avoids the whole like, ours isn't good enough thing. And then, so that's my principle.
Yeah.
Second, third, fourth visit, if they say no, I don't.
Great. Okay. So first visit
always.
It's kind of like this is gonna miss a lot of people because they're not gonna get it. But like when you wear a suit coat, you remember it's like always, sometimes never with the buttons.
Sure.
Did you ever learn that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
oh yeah.
First visit always. Those other visits, if it makes sense, or if they're.
Yeah.
Or I think I like the way you said too, because like if you've kind of established, like, okay, you guys are inviting over. Last time I brought something and it was enjoyed. I'll bring something again.
Yeah, and I think that's prudent. I also think too, I think you should ask every time.
Yeah.
And there's a season, right? Like if it's a regular thing, like every couple of months, I get together with the Smiths or like the Hochhalters, and I know they love this or that, and because it could be, I know they love an ice cream, like a gallon of ice cream.
Right.
I know I think that's endearing, right? Yeah. But I don't think, if they say no, I think you should respect that on the other future. Because then it gets to be too much.
Right.
Because I don't host people. Sorry, my microphone. I don't host people, so they bring food. Like if I'm going to have a potluck, I'll have a potluck.
Yeah.
Right? Like you four, you bring salad, right? Then do it intentionally.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. And I think
we've talked
about this before, and I do think it would be good, and maybe over the summer, doing a whole series on just hospitality, because I think that
might be good.
Because even as you're talking, it's like what I think happens a lot is that both sides just kind of it's just supposed to be getting together, right? And so it's like if you're offended that someone brought something,
exactly,
or if I'm
it's
overthinking what I'm bringing, it's like at some point it's like we're missing the point.
Bingo.
It's like it's just supposed to be a nice evening together. Thank you so much for bringing wine. We already have some wine. We'll put it in the mix.
And this actually would be, this is turning into hot, but this would be a good series, because I also, if I could say this too, Luke, this happens too when you bring something. So I'm going to speak, I'm going to kind of like, I'm going to be self-deprecating. When then you want your bottle of wine to be like the conversation piece.
Right.
Self-serving, don't do that. That's not the point.
Yeah.
So if you're going to a house and what you bring doesn't get the talk, be humble enough and give it up. Yeah. Don't bring it up like that. Not a good thing.
Hey,
Not a good thing, folks. Don't do that.
Yeah, luckily, if you come over to our house, your wine will be the talk because I know nothing about wine. And if you're confident that your wine is nice, I will believe you. Yeah. And then vice versa, if I bring wine, it's not going to be the talk at all. I'm like, the bottom shelf, that's where the good stuff is, right? They put on the bottom, so you have to work for it. Yeah. Oh, no, okay.
This might be a little hot, like, because some people give us feedback, but don't make it about yourself.
Yeah.
On both ends, right?
I think just in life in general. I think
this actually has nothing to do with dinner at a house.
Yeah.
It's about being, a faithful Catholic.
If you want to live
being a friend of Jesus,
a good and wholesome life, just don't make it about yourself.
It's so hard.
It is. But I think that's a good segue into our actual hot topic.
It is. Yeah.
But let's take a break first.
Okay, great.
All right, and we're back. So, Father, for our hot topic today, and again, maybe it's not necessarily like a hot topic where there's like multiple opinions on it, but I think it's spicy in the fact that I think all of us struggle with this, and probably more than we're willing to admit.
Guilty.
But you've brought up in many of your homilies, and I've always been struck by it, but the subject of gossip. Mm-hmm. And I think most people sitting in the pews or even, watching the podcast right now would say like, well, I'm not a gossiper. But I think all of us do, and to your point earlier about hospitality, it's like make a lot of certain conversation about ourselves or about sharing information in a way that we get a response because we knew something before someone else. Like that all fits in that realm of gossip. And so I thought it would maybe be good to just kind of hash out, and I'd love you to start with just kind of like, so like what is gossip? And maybe more important, like what is it not? Mm-hmm. So that we can kind of just find ourselves in these situations where we're in a conversation and it's like, well, I was just venting. It's like, yes, venting is important to get our feelings and thoughts out, but what was our intention behind, like what reaction were we looking for? So I just kind of love to throw to you, what is gossip? What is it not? Kind of, why do you preach about it so often?
I think, you could do the research in terms of when did that English word come into play. But it's really clear, and I think that's probably why I preach on it, is because the church and her saints has very clear lines on what it is. Now, we can assent to those or not, right? Like anything in the church, right? So, but what I think is good for the conversation today, Luke, is gossip as kind of a working definition is speaking on one's reputation or about someone in a way that does not elevate the reputation, right? So one that would dishonor.
Yeah.
And if it's true, and so the great instance is, right? The great instance is I find out that a friend of mine lost his job. That's true.
Yeah.
And then I tell another friend that, which invites the other friend then to speak poorly about the friend's working habits, their lifestyle, right? But it's true. We call that detraction. Mm-hmm. So what I said was true, but I'm doing it behind their back, and it invites dishonor. Mm. And then if it was false, we would call it maybe slander or calumny, right? The classic word. Slander, I think, is strong for people, and I think we think of that like high profile.
Yeah, right.
But if it dishonors the reputation or dishonors the human, the person, but it's false. Mm-hmm. But in both cases are gossip. So I like, it's speech that dishonors a human being without them knowing, right? And out of their presence, right? So to speak, behind their back.
Yeah.
So I had this great, when I was a principal, it came with a kind of another program, which is a wonderful school program founded by Catholic school educators. But we had this line that was really hard to get for all of us to live, which was just simply honor the absent.
Yeah.
And so I tried to, because it's not enough to say stop gossiping. That can be harsh, that can be strong.
Right.
As a priest principle. So I would say, I'm not going to take that line actually. It's true, but I'm not going to have that as like our anthem. I'm going to say, why don't we speak honorably about each other when we're not around?
Right.
So, let's actually have a culture of where we're honoring each other without them around, because that's what's going to happen when you are. It just fights the.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the thing I always think of it, and it makes me laugh, and I've done it too, but it's definitely overdone in movies and stuff. But I still think it's funny when it's like, well, with all due respect, Father,
Yeah.
I think you look terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Or I know in the South, it's like, well, bless his heart,
But
I'm gonna totally destroy his reputation, And so I think that we, even as Christians and Catholics, can get into that, and I love what you said, like honoring the absent, where it's like, well, I would say this to this person's face.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you now. And it's like, I don't know that I would. Like, maybe if all the situation was like.
You mean if it was dishonor or honor? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, they were dishonorable, and I would tell them that to their face.
Yeah.
And it's like, would you? Yeah, and maybe, right? Because I think there is. And so I think on one side with gossip, I think we can just kind of undervalue, the importance of just honoring people. And we don't know everybody's story.
Exactly.
And so we don't need to get into it. But I think on the other end, we can maybe even go kind of like a little too Christian, where we're like, well, but we're supposed to like call each other to a higher standard and call them out. And so I'm doing that with you. And if I ever got the chance, I would do it with them too. But they're not here and you are. So
yeah, I think so. We can go like real relevant in terms of Catholic circles.
Yeah.
Another one, parishioners know this, or my friends know this, about the phrase, the antecedent or when you preface a statement with, "Can I be honest with you?" Don't say that. Right. So, in other words, most of your life is really being a liar. So you say out loud, "To be honest." So in most cases, you're not honest.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's good.
Those are English phrases, my friends, that Catholics should not say. And it is a big deal because it comes with a certain emotion of like, this is going to hurt. Mm-hmm. That's when we need meekness.
Yeah.
Right? Is like, there's an anger brewing in me. It's not an emotion. It may not be, but it will be with words. Because I can get I can lack tact.
Yeah.
In what I say, it's sharp. Yeah. Like it's sharp words. I'm not emotionally like that out of control, but it's meekness of like, you don't need to say it out loud. Chill out. Right. It'll be fine.
Yep.
But I think Luke, I think what's important is, now when it comes to things like, so let's do Catholic circles, so like professionally, I'm not speaking to that, right? So if you're managing people, if you're in human resources, I think that's another topic.
Yep.
But then if your job responsibility has you doing that, pray for the grace and fulfill your responsibilities. But I've actually found those that are in those fields are actually really good at not doing that.
Yeah.
They're actually very virtuous because they do it all day long.
Yep.
The last thing they want to do is get home or in a casual way speak of a person's reputation.
Right.
Because they do it all day long.
Yeah.
And then I think another thing that maybe people might be thinking about are, hey, can you please pray for her? She just cheated on her husband. No. You don't need to do that, right? You don't need to say details.
Right.
Friends, God knows.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just say, hey, pray for a buddy of mine. First name's Luke. Just pray that God has mercy on him. That's a great prayer.
Boom.
So Luke could have, a horrible skin rash on his back.
Yep.
Or Luke's father could have passed.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Don't you think?
100%. I mean,
sometimes we use that like, I need to tell them.
Right.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Yeah, because I was going to bring that up really, like, because it is important as Catholics to ask each other to pray for us and for others. But again, like, God knows the details. We don't need to reveal them. Like enough details that the person can make a good holy prayer, but not so much that they're like forget to pray because they're too busy thinking about the.
That's right.
One quick thing on that. I had the chaplain when I was in college. He would always, when that was at the time, I don't know if you remember this, but when, especially at daily masses during the prayers of the faithful, we'd stop at the end and people could shout out prayers from the pews. Great. I mean, good times. But the priest would always say, you'd get the people that'd be like, and for a special request. And he's like, I never said I would never pray for those. He's like, because their special request could be that I get fired. And I was like, I ain't praying for that, So I think I just share that because it's like, we don't need to be as revealing in kind of those things. enough that people can pray. The thing I think really strikes me about gossip and where I find myself struggling is this term of like unholy curiosity.
Oh, I like that, Luke.
Hey, could you pray for Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so? They're just going through a rough patch. And you're like, oh, interesting. Well, just so that I can really pray for them, what kind of rough patch? You're like, okay, I don't need to know that. And I think that happens not only in Catholic circles, in social circles, but that just happens in the news. Like,
oh yeah, totally.
The amount of times I do a little extra research into a news story, and I'm like, wow, it's like, oh, this, professor was fired due to sexual misconduct. And you're like, interesting. It's like, no, it's not. I have all I need.
It's not interesting.
I have all I need to know.
Not interesting.
To pray.
That's right.
And done. Good. And so I like that idea of unholy curiosity where it's just like, and I think again, it goes back to the meekness of just like, you know what? I don't need to know. My life is not going to change knowing more. At least it's probably not going to change for the better. And so I think just combining all of that into what you said is just, it really just comes down to having a true love for the other person.
I think too, marriage, you can speak to this, but I would say, I can appreciate we all have our ear that we vent to on, like every kind of sphere of our life, about our work, about our family, about our friends, about ourselves. I can appreciate venting. My guidance on that, I try to hold myself to it, is just have one ear.
Yeah.
Don't have four.
Yeah.
I think that can be really unhealthy if it's a circle of people. I think it invites detraction. It invites gossip. But I can appreciate, like, I think we all have, like, I know I do certainly have, like, an ear or two. And I bounce back and forth. But what I don't do, if I'm carrying something like a personnel issue, an issue in the parish, I don't go to both.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Like, I'll go to one, and then I just know, because I know the person well, that they lock it tight, they bring it to the altar, and that's a beautiful, that's friendship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great point, because there's a like,
and they don't talk back to it.
Yeah,
they will never add.
Right.
That's a huge quality, right?
Yeah. That's what I was just gonna say, is because there is friendship where, like, yeah, you got to be able to process what you're going through. For myself, like, I'm an external processor. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm thinking till I say it out loud. I'm sure it drives my wife crazy because I'm just like, I'm like, oh, I figured it out. Never mind. She's like, cool, But to your point, there's trust there.
There is, yeah.
With my wife especially, it's like, I know that it stays, right? Or, people will reach out to me and I'm like, I'm probably going to talk about this with my wife. They're like, yeah, of course, right? But having those trusted people that you can go to that, like you said, won't rile you up and be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, you shouldn't like that person. And you're right, they did cut you off. You should figure out where they live. It's like, okay, we don't need that, right? But they're just going to receive and give you counsel on how you can do, what you can do about it. I think that's the big thing too, is like that those times of venting and external process, it should always be about how can I get better in this situation that I find myself in, not how can I make sure that I get what I want, or that this person, or again, whatever it is. But again, like you said, not making it about us.
That's a good truth in this, is like, it's just not about us,
It's not.
But I'm glad I think it's important to talk about. And so if you listeners, if you have feedback on gossip, how it relates to your life, click on that form in the send, in the email or the text. We'd love to hear more from you in terms of how we can help. But I think that was a great dialogue.
Yeah, that was good. All right, let's do it.
Best part.
Here we go. All right, I got my questions here. I got a few from Bridget again. She has her own question. Yeah, it's been there the whole time. That's magic. Hold out. Bridget's...
Bridget.
Yeah, she's contributing.
Daughter.
She gets excited.
How old is she?
That's my daughter. She's 10.
10.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old wrote these.
Yeah, she's very excited that Father's Walk is going to be living in the Emmaus house because it's right by our house. For whatever reason, that's really awesome. She's very excited about it. So, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Do you have a favorite dish to cook?
Yes.
What is it? Burgers on the grill.
Oh, I don't do burgers, but I want to. Steak.
Steak?
Yeah, I do steak well.
Great. Specific cut of steak that you prefer?
New York strip.
All right. Do you play a musical instrument?
No.
Okay.
You don't want me anywhere near them.
Do you have a favorite gas station snack?
Yes. I love Cheetos.
Okay.
The skinny ones, the hard ones,
yeah,
not the puffs.
Do you ever go flaming hot or just normal?
Nope.
No, okay.
Just normal bag of Cheetos.
Yeah. What is your biggest pet peeve? Maybe not your biggest, but a pet peeve that you're just like, oh, I can't stand.
When I ask people what they're thinking about and they don't tell me.
Like, don't worry about it. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel about the dirty soda craze? Do you know what a dirty soda is?
No.
So where you take a normal soda and you add like cream.
Oh
or milk.
Yeah, that's fun.
You like it?
No.
No, you don't like it?
No.
You would never do it, but you're fine with other people doing it.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Do you prefer silence or background noise when you're like working on something or working around the house or whatever it might be?
It depends what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's probably a little bit more limited than that. If I'm cooking in the kitchen, I want music. Anything else I'm doing, silence.
Gym, also music.
Yeah, gym.
Yeah. But okay, so cooking, you like a little
Cooking
music.
and working out, I want, yeah. But anything else,
Silence.
silence.
Gotcha. What's your favorite snacking fruit?
Fruit,
Yeah.
snacking fruit.
Yep, like you're just
Apples.
good choice. When traveling, what is one item you have to bring? You're getting in a road, going on a road trip, hopping on a plane. I gotta have my
Water.
just like you have a
bottle
water
of
bottle
water.
or like a,
No, I just buy one.
Yeah, I know you don't like water bottles.
No.
No, don't have them in
Can't
church.
stand them.
Don't have them in.
That could be a hot topic. Water bottles in church?
We already talked about it though. You already brought it up. Yeah.
Nobody.
Okay. Now four from my daughter. How many times a week do you go to the gym?
6.
Every day but Sunday?
I go 3-1-3.
Okay.
So
it rotates.
that's right.
Yep.
It's different every day.
How often do you watch TV?
Once a month. Seriously.
Yeah, no, that's great.
If it's a sport.
Yeah. How much sleep do you get on average?
Between 5.5 and 6.
Wow. That's on the low end.
I know.
Yeah, that's okay. Do you ever wear slippers?
Can I be honest?
Yeah. Yeah, you can be honest.
But
Do you ever wear slippers around the house or a hotel or anything?
every day.
You wear slippers every day?
Yeah, like in my holy hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay. In your holy hour here in your house.
Right.
That's-
If I'm praying at St. Joseph's altar, then I put on shoes.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay. So slippers in church.
I'll privately go for it.
Yeah.
Mass, never.
Never.
0 times. Is it
times.
acceptable?
0 out of 0.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was it. You mentioned watch TV real quick. World Cup. Are you in on the World Cup or no?
No.
Not really paying attention.
No.
That's good. I watched the U.S. 4-1 win.
Okay, so good. They advanced now. I'll tune in the last week.
No, they don't advance yet. I'll break it down for you next time.
Okay, great. Yeah.
All right. Good people of St. Anne's, thank you so much. Again, we hope that this is a benefit to you in your faith journey. Please let us know if we can be improving in any way. And again, share this with other people. Other people other than St. Anne's parishioners are allowed to listen.
Get it out. Get it out.
So share it with your friends and family, and we'll see you next time. All right.
That was good.
That's all.
I think it is. Time out, right? And they pull out.